Have you ever felt like you were meant for something bigger, but your current life doesn't reflect it at all? Like you're stuck in a place where no one sees your potential, no one expects anything from you, and no one believes you could ever rise beyond where you are? Now imagine this. You're just a shepherd, spending your days alone.
In the small town of Bethlehem lived a man named Jesse and his sons. Among them was the youngest, David. He wasn't the strongest. He wasn't the oldest. He wasn't the obvious choice for anything important. While his brothers trained for battle and stood proudly in front of others, David was sent to the fields. Day after day, night after night, alone with sheep. But those quiet moments weren't meaningless. They were shaping him. Out in the wilderness, David faced dangers most people never saw.
One day, a prophet arrived in Bethlehem with a mission. He had been sent to choose the next king. Naturally, Jesse presented his older sons first. They looked strong, impressive, king-like. But one by one, they were rejected. Confused, the prophet asked, "Do you have any other sons?" Jesse hesitated. "There is one more, but he's just tending sheep." David was called in, and in that moment, something extraordinary happened. At the same time, the current king was struggling internally. He was restless, troubled, and searching for peace. Someone suggested bringing in a musician to calm him, and that's how David entered the palace. Not as a warrior, not as a king, but as a musician. He played the harp, and the king found relief. Then came the moment that would change everything. A massive warrior stood on the battlefield, challenging the entire army. Day after day, he mocked them. No one stepped forward. Fear had taken over. Until David arrived. He wasn't there to fight. He had simply brought supplies. But when he heard the challenge, something inside him refused to stay silent. Others saw an unbeatable giant. David saw someone defying what he believed in. David had to run. The palace that once welcomed him became a place of danger. He fled into the wilderness. And this wasn't a short escape. It lasted for years. Years of hiding. Years of uncertainty. Years of survival. He gathered a group of followers, people who were struggling, rejected, and searching for hope. Together, they formed a community in the most unlikely place. Eventually, the king died in battle, and David became king. But even then, it wasn't instant control. It happened gradually, step by step, tribe by tribe, until the entire nation recognized him. One of his greatest decisions was establishing a new capital. But even great leaders have weak moments. At the height of his success, David made a decision that would change everything. He saw something he wanted, and instead of walking away, he acted on impulse. That one choice led to a chain reaction: deception, betrayal, and loss. For a time, it seemed like he had gotten away with it, but the truth eventually surfaced. And when it did, David didn't deny it. He admitted it. He faced it. He accepted responsibility. And although he was forgiven, the consequences followed him. After that moment, his life became more complicated. His family began to break apart. Conflict rose within his own household. At one point, his own son turned against him. And David, once again, had to run. Not from an enemy king, but from his own blood. It was one of the most painful chapters of his life. And when that son eventually died, after that moment, his life became more complicated. His family began to break apart. Conflict rose within his own household. At one point, his own son turned against him, and David, once again, had to run. Not from an enemy king, but from his own blood. It was one of the most painful chapters of his life. And when that son eventually died, David didn't celebrate victory. He mourned deeply. Because behind every crown, there can still be heartbreak.
David's life wasn't simple. It wasn't perfect. It was filled with victories and failures, strength and weakness, faith and mistakes. But that's what makes it powerful, because it reflects reality. It shows that greatness isn't about never falling. It's about how you respond when you do.
What does this story teach us? That where you start doesn't determine where you end. That preparation often happens in silence. That challenges aren't there to stop you, but to shape you. And that even when you fail, you can still rise again. Because the journey from shepherd to king isn't just history. It's a reminder of what's possible. If this story resonated with you, take a moment to reflect. What are the giants in your life right now? And are you ready to face them?